Ball is brought to you by US Air. We serve each and every one at a time. By Nationwide Insurance, check the yellow pages for the agent nearest you. Nationwide is on your side. And by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? And welcome everybody to Madison Square Garden here in New York City. A Sunday afternoon of Big East basketball about to come your way. Somebody is going to break a losing streak here this afternoon. The Pittsburgh Panthers are set to take on the Red Storm of St. John's. Hi again, everybody. Mike Gorman along with Ron Perry. Let's talk first about Pittsburgh. Ron, usually if a coach is 0-6, they're trying to run him out of town. Not so with Ralph Willard. A lot of people saying nice things.
Yeah, that's right. He's got his Panthers playing with a lot of intensity and emotion. They've had a lot of close defeats. They're playing with players injured. Only 7 scholarship players, and Jerry McCullough, the fine point guard, out for the year with knee injury.
Yeah, we talked earlier with Coach Willard, and he said if they can get that first win, maybe they get over the hump.
Well, we know every night out we got to play just about a perfect game in order to win with 7 guys and with our inexperience. But the kids, their attitude has been fantastic. They're doing all the little things which should enable us to win. We just got to try and get over that hump. And it's difficult without an experienced point guard. But Andre Aldridge has been doing a good job. I think we're going to get there. If we can get, just one win here, I think it can give us some confidence.
They are certainly getting great performances out of that front court. Not often you see 2 guys off the same team, 1-2 in a league in rebounding, but that's what Pitt has.
And that's intensity. They play hard inside Gant and Peterson. Gant didn't play in the first matchup between these 2 teams. Pitt has also got to limit turnovers to be effective today.
All right, St. John's struggling a bit at 2-4 in the conference, but a lot of publicity continues to surround this team, mostly because of the presence of that young man, Felipe Lopez.
Highly touted coming in, and he continues to pour it on. Just had a huge game at Syracuse in a close St. John's loss. Second points ever by a freshman. And, the good news for this St. John's team is that they've been putting the points up-tempo style. They'd like to get out and run in this game if they can get out there early, but the bad news is that they've been allowing a lot, and you can see the difference here. 9 points from BC. That's a lot of points they're giving up. They've got to play the defense, and Pitt has got to shoot it in this game.
All right, we will have the starting lineups between Pitt and St. John's a Sunday afternoon from MSG after these words from our local station. Live at Madison Square Garden. Here are today's Nationwide Insurance starting lineups. Check the yellow pages for the Nationwide agent nearest you. He just might be old Stanley Cranberg from Lynbrook, New York. Let's go to our public address announcer. He's Bob Goldwater. So he is.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. Today, it's Big East Conference basketball. It's the Panthers of Pittsburgh and the Red Storm of St. John's. Here are the starting lineups for Pittsburgh. At forward, a 6'7" senior from Houston, Texas, number 40, Chris Gant. At forward, a 6'7" senior from the Bronx, number 44, Orlando Antigua. At center, a 6'9" senior from New York, number 21, Jaime Peterson. At guard, a 6'1" junior from Queens, number 12, Andre Aldridge. And at guard, a 6'3" sophomore from Athens, Greece, number 22, number 23, Sotiris Agew. The head coach of the Panthers is Ralph Willard. And now, please welcome the Red Storm of St. John's. At forward, a 6'5" junior from Scarborough, Ontario, number 24, Rowan Barrett. At forward, a 6'6" junior from Cameroon, number 34, Charles Minland. At center, a 6'11" freshman from Floral Park, number 31, Zendon Hamilton. At guard, a 5'9" junior from Brooklyn, number 5, Maurice Brown. And at guard, a 6'5" freshman from the Bronx, number 13, Felipe Lopez. The Red Storm head coach is Brian Mahoney.
So we are set to go here on a Sunday afternoon. The Red Storm and the Panthers about to go at it. Back with the starting lineups after these words from the local station. Perry back out here at Madison Square Garden. There's a quick look at the team comparison. 47% shooting, impressive from the floor for the Red Storm. And as Ron pointed out in the open, they score a lot and they give up a lot. So we'll see what Felipe Lopez and company can do here this afternoon. Jaime Peterson and Zendon Hamilton are going to jump it up. Tim Higgins, Bob Donato, and Mike Kitts are the officials here this afternoon. St. John's with the win earlier this year by 5 at Pitt. Nobody really beats Pitt by much in games this year.
No, and that was a game that Pitt really came storming back in the second half to make it a very close game, and that's been a problem for them. They've been close without able to pull off the victories. The beginning of this game important. Who can establish tempo? Pitt would prefer a half-court style with limited bench play, and St. John's will look to run in this one.
Here's Orlando Antigua. He's covered by Barrett, trying to get it inside. Knocked away there by Mo Brown. Quick hands. Opening possession, St. John's man-to-man.
They'll play a lot of man in this game. Pitt will play a lot of zone, 1-2-2. You can see St. John's opening up with some pretty tight defense. That's an area where Brian Mahoney really wants his club to bear down. We've talked about it, and to win, they've got to stop some people.
Here's Aldridge, kind of a floater, and goes.
Well, a bit of a homecoming for Andre, along with Orlando Antigua. Jaime Peterson from the New York area, Andre from the Queens.
And no double tip there. It'll still be Red Storm ball, and Antigua defensively out there on Lopez. But this is a 1-2-2 zone we're going to see practically all day, right?
Yeah, they play a lot of zone. It's been very effective for Pitt. They try to stay out of foul trouble with this, and they've been in good rebounding position.
The alley-oop isn't going to work. Tipped away by Gant. Hamilton gets it back and draws a foul on the move. Jaime Peterson picks up his first.
There's a good reaction in the back of the zone. You can see Gant coming over to help, but just a good bounce for St. John's that time. And the best thing that Zendon Hamilton did, he didn't bring it down, went right up strong. And for St. John's to get some production in the middle, very important this afternoon.
64% at the line, makes the first one look pretty easy. Needs to put on a little weight run.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he's got to get stronger when you go up against players like Chris Gant, who can really put a body on you physically. It'll help him to have a little bit more upper body strength.
Tied at 2 here early. Minute gone, first half. Here's Peterson. Hamilton comes out on him. Peterson can put it on the floor. Gant kicks it out. Antigua takes it into the lane. Galu's going to try it. Won't get the 3 to go down, and Midland rips off the rebound, gets it quickly to Lopez. Felipe up ahead. Hamilton, good catch, but he traveled with it.
Not a bad sign, though, for St. John's. The defensive board, the quick outlet, they're looking to push the pace of this game right from the beginning.
Pitt, on the other hand, you will not see them run much. I'm sure they'll run if the opportunity just stares them right in the eye, but they can't afford bad passes like that. Lopez for 2.
That's been Pitt's biggest problem all year. It's been the turnovers. They don't have anyone in their starting lineup that has more assists than turnovers, so they have not been taking good care of the ball this year.
That'll hurt you.
No question about it. Aldridge has done a good job there, but it's important for the Panthers to get good shots off, like that.
Galu gets one down the lane. First 2 for Sotiris, getting his second start of the year.
Jason Mayle has been in the starting lineup and will come into this game. He's a good three-point shooter, but Galu has been playing well of late. I had him recently where he had 17 points against Syracuse. He can shoot the three-pointer, and he's strong enough and big enough to go inside.
Trying to complete the old-fashioned three-point play, and does. Hit by 1.
Some pressure here by the Panthers. Looks like a 2-1-2. Try to get some trapping going out of this, and they'll drop back to the zone.
Brown gets it across. Lopez in the middle. Nice no-look pass. Midland knocks down the jumper.
Well, that's exactly the way you want to break pressure. Get it to the middle. Lopez does a great job there to make a good decision getting it on the pass.
The Storm go up by 1. Antigua top of the key at Galu. Now Peterson Peterson averaging about 16 a game. Will have to get himself involved here. He's only touched it twice so far in the first 2.5 minutes.
He's been very consistent for Pitt. He's had 8 double-doubles this year. They've got to get it to him.
Gaylor, the scoop shot for 2.
In traffic, some contact, but no harm, no foul on that one.
So Tyrus has got 5. That's Peterson tipping that away, but it's going to be Pitt ball.
One thing about these Ralph Willard clubs is they've been playing with the hard-nosed feature, which I think Pitt fans have been appreciating. They play the good defense, and it's important for them. He'll tell you that they stay out of foul difficulties.
The bench up and active early in this game. Antigua, that's travel. Orlando with a little ball fake and took an extra step, according to Bob Donato. You keep looking at Pitt's record and the numbers and the only 7 scholarship players, and you say, okay, if you're the other side, we're going to smoke these guys when they come in, and it just hasn't happened. Midland's alley-oop too high. Barrett's. Oh, Rowan.
Well, you look for some players to lift your team, get the crowd going. Those kind of plays will do it.
St. John's by 1. Peterson again has to come out a long way beyond the NBA three-point line to get the ball. Aldridge will let a lot of threes fly before the day is over.
Well, Pitt has attempted and made approximately twice as many threes as St. John's. It's helped them to get back into games, and Aldridge leads the team in that category.
St. John's traditionally, going back to Louis, really has not been a big fan of the three-point shot. There's Midland in traffic. That's what they like to do.
And that's exactly where St. John's wants to do damage. Go inside, go in strong, and try to get Peterson and Gant with some reach-ins.
Ralph Willard with the call off the bench. Gaylor, top of the key. Too many people have missed here this afternoon. St. John's 4 of 4 so far. Pitt 4 of 5. Aldridge the dish. Antigua outside. He can't get it down. Ball tip controlled by Lopez. He'll bring it up himself. Midland down the baseline. Tries to dish it low. Knocked out of bounds. Good hustle by Gaylor to get back into the play. We're going to get a timeout. 15:40 to go here first half. And we're tied at 10. Tied at 10. 15:40 to go first half.
Yeah, both teams have been going right at each other in the early going. Somewhat of an attempt there by Charles Midland for the alley-oop, but Rowan Barrett gathers it in. I don't know if Charles will look for an assist on that. Barrett made a great catch and basket. I don't think he'll get that one on the stat sheet, though.
Excellent shooting so far. Garrick Thomas has checked into the game, first sub for Pitt. Another three-point shooter. Oh, Barrett got free down low.
Now, not very alert by Pitt to set up their zone, and a good quick heads-up play by St. John's.
St. John's still perfect, 5 for 5. And Gant travels with it. You can credit Barrett for the good defense on Thomas. That's where Gant wanted to go with the ball. He looked and couldn't make the pass.
That's where coaches stress. Let's deny the next pass from the ball. Barrett did it, and the pivot foot was dragged on the play.
Down into the forecourt. Lopez. Hamilton, little double clutch job, gets the roll.
Well, St. John's really is wasting no time to attack the seams, move the ball, and they are making their shot so far in this one.
Thomas outside, and Gaylor comes up shooting. There's Gant on the offensive glass, and he got fouled. Gant and Peterson really whacked the offensive glass.
Well, Chris Gant is just workmanlike inside. They call him country. He's from Texas. And Peterson is just silky smooth in there. That ball hits hard off the back iron, and Gant is just all over it. He's a big, strong kid, and tried to go up, but got hit on the floor, I think, before able to release the shot.
Rashawn McLeod into the game as Charles Midland had to sit down with his second personal foul. Just 5 minutes gone. Aldridge leaves it for a Gaylor. He nearly traveled as he came into the lane. There's Peterson for 2.
Peterson's done. He's let the game come to him for Pitt so far this year, taking high percentage shots, doing a good job finishing. Pitt's extending the 1-2-2 right now. They're trying to trap it, and St. John's has been beating those traps with good ball movement.
Ball is tipped. 3 on break. Galu.
Terrace up there for that one. That's that lazy lob pass against the zone, and too much quickness out on the floor to make those kind of passes.
Tied at 14. Barrett to McLeod. McLeod to Brown. Hamilton has to kick it out, picked off by Aldridge. Peterson gets it ahead to Agalu. Again, Pitt with the numbers. Thomas misses the easy jumper. Lopez gets back for the rebound, runs into traffic, and then gets fouled. It'll be either Gant or Thomas. It's going to be Gant.
Good example in the last 2 plays that Pitt, if given the opportunity with the numbers, will push the ball. Finished one time, didn't another time, but not afraid to run if the chance is there.
Antigua comes back in. Gant sits down. Barrett, Hamilton wide open.
Garrett Thomas almost fouling from behind on that play. Good ball movement. Looked like a 1-3-1 zone that time by Pitt. And again, the passing, if done right, can beat foot speed anytime.
16-14, 15:30 to go and a half, but St. John still hasn't missed a shot. Antigua has to give it up. He only gave it away. Aldridge lets it fly, misses the 3. Antigua the tap, picked off by Thomas. Tries to get it to Peterson down low, and he couldn't handle it.
Now, good work by the Panthers off the offensive glass, but too close to each other inside to make those kind of passes.
Jason Mayle, another 3-point shooter, has checked in. James Scott coming in for St. John's. And Tariq Turner also will check in. Mo Brown will sit down. Rowan Barrett also goes to the bench.
Brian Mahoney with a couple more answers than Ralph Willard has off the bench, so he's going to try to use them, leave them in, see if it helps him late in this game if we're in a tight one with fresher bodies.
St. John's with 3 freshmen and a sophomore out there right now. There's one of the freshmen with the rebound, and Jason Mayle called for the foul. One Big East game played earlier this afternoon. Big win for the Villanova Wildcats, 66-60 over Georgetown. Jonathan Haynes, who won that game at Florida a week ago with a jump shot. Another big day as he had 21 points.
Good win for the Cats as they try to move their way up in the Big East standings.
Turner absorbed a bump right in front of us that Mike Kitts invoked the no harm, no foul rule on. McLeod, yes.
Well, Rashawn McLeod from Jersey City, St. Anthony's, just a sophomore, and he's playing some good minutes right now for St. John's.
5 different Red Storm players now have scored, 18-14. St. John's by 4. Aldridge keeps on going to the hoop, kicks it out. Antigua will take, can't kiss home the short jump shot. It's nice when you have a 6'5" point guard, you can rebound like that.
Yeah, good job by Hamilton to get a hand in his face.
Lopez, he gets fouled. The reach-in's going to be on Agalu. My first time watching Felipe play live, he does not waste a lot of motion, does he?
He really doesn't. St. John's, as you can see, really lighting it up. And Lopez does things so fluidly with such great athletic ability. To see him score the 35 the other night at Syracuse, 29 of those, by the way, in the second half. He can score in bunches, and he can score in a lot of different ways with three-pointers as well as dunking the ball inside.
Comes into today's game the best free throw shooter in the Big East, which is good news for Brian Mahoney. Like to have the star be able to go to the line down the stretch in games.
He goes to the line, too, because he's active. He likes to penetrate. He does get hit with those penetrating moves. Some pressure by St. John's.
St. John's their biggest lead at 6. There's James Scott with a steal. Gets it to Lopez. Hangs. Yes!
Oh, what a shot! How about the hang time on that one, Mike?
That is why he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Casual cross-court pass there against the pressure. Good job by Scott. Nice feed inside, and the rest of it, don't think he can teach that kind of move to players. Lopez with the left.
Stays perfect at the free throw line. He now has 7. And it's a 9-point St. John's lead.
2-2-1 pressure, and that's where you want to get it to the middle.
And Gaylou can't make the three. Hamilton tips it to Turner. Tipped away from behind. Good hustle by Antigua. But it'll be St. John's ball. We are first going to get a timeout. 11:52 to go here first half. The Red Storm in control back after these words from our local station. Tells a 9-point lead. Time now for an MCI proof positive replay.
Well, proof positive that if you've got great athletic ability, you can make some improbable shots. Check this one out by Felipe Lopez. Hang time city, and he's able to throw that one up with his offhand and get it to go.
Interesting thing watching that too, Ron, is James Scott jumped up in the air, started high-fiving other players on the team. You can tell that they know they're involved with something special here with Felipe Lopez.
You really can give your team a lift when you can do things like that.
Scott the steal. Hamilton for two.
How about James Scott off the bench? A nice move by Brian Mahoney to go to pressure, and it's working.
First double-digit lead of the afternoon belongs to St. John's at 25-14. We're just about halfway through this first half. St. John's continues to put points on the board in a hurry. They're going to get over 100 today at this pace. There's another steal. Turner comes up with it. He's got Lopez on a wing and found him. Nice dish. Rejection, though, by Peterson. Aldridge on the break. Hustle play by Scott. In a crowd, he gets fouled. That was a great hustle play by James Scott to get back in that play.
Well, James Scott has come off the bench, Mike. He's made 3 steals on successive plays, 2 in deep pressure, and this one just hustling all the way back. Nice feed over to Turner, but Peterson says, hey, get that one out of here. And this is just hustle play when you go coast to coast defensively and come up with that kind of theft at the other end.
Scott back top of the key to Turner. St. John's in the midst of an 11-0 run. Big follow there. Oh, James.
Boy, Scott is what you call really lifting the St. John's team off the bench with great hustle at both ends.
And Pitt is going to take a timeout here. 10:37 left to go in the first half. The Red Storm by 13 back after these messages. And a half to go in a first half that has belonged to St. John's.
It really has, and they've done it with some great hustle plays. They're shooting it well. That time they don't get the jumper to go, but James Scott with the finish. He wasn't boxed out, and that one prompted Pitt to call a timeout. Look at St. John's shooting in this first half.
There are a lot of people a couple of years ago when James Scott came out of junior college and announced he was going to St. John's. People who know a lot about basketball were calling him the best junior college player since Larry Johnson. Now, obviously, it hasn't worked out to that degree for James on the Division I level, but he's had a first half here, which is as good a stretch of minutes in the 2 years he's been around that I've seen him have.
Yeah, and a lot of it's not going to show up on the box score. He's come in, he's making steals, he looks quick, and he's averaging a dozen a game right now for St. John's off the bench, so seems to be pretty comfortable adjusting to his role right now.
Antigua, nice look inside, although Gantz should have gone up with it the first time. He caught it.
Up fakes can be effective, but when you get it like that and you've got to step, go right up with it, at least try to draw the foul.
And I think when you're a guy, Ron, like Chris Gantz, who is probably 6'5", if you're stretching it, he just always makes an up fake. He's used to it in the paint with bigger people. Here he comes up with the steal with the hustle play, and that time goes strong for 2.
One thing about Pitt, as we said at the very beginning of this game, they've been down in games this year, and they have always seemed to find a way to come back because they keep plugging defensively.
Near steal by Gant again. And that's going to be a walk on Tariq Turner.
Yeah, when he caught the ball that time, he just didn't put it right down to the floor, and by the time he did, he had already traveled.
Scott aggressively out on Antigua. Good pass inside. Peterson gets hit hard. On the cloud will pick up the foul.
Pitt's got to do more of that to get themselves back into this one, establish Peterson down low, and get themselves to the foul line a few times.
2 confident possessions, though, out of that last timeout by Ralph Lewis. Here comes Mo Brown back into the game, and the freshman Turner will sit down. Brian Mahoney immediately teaches with Tariq Turner on the sideline.
Yeah, he's really improved himself from the foul line, and a lot of this with Peterson getting himself up. 80% really good solid numbers from the line. he's playing so many minutes this year. I think he's got himself in a comfortable groove, and although he gets tired, I think at times he's saying, hey, it's a lot better than the alternative, which was to play limited minutes a year ago.
Pitt gets it back to 9 at 27-18.
Important for St. John's to continue to attack and do the things that help them build the lead.
McLeod trying to get it inside. It's an interesting way to get it there. Hamilton's shot goes down, and he'll get to the free throw line.
Well, a couple of big things happening on this play, not to mention the good bounce. And similar play we saw moments ago when Midland did that. Hamilton now scoring, it seems, at will when he gets it inside again. So 3 personals, Mike. That's difficult for Pitt inside on the rebounding.
It's an understatement.
Big time. He's going to have to go to the bench and play a smaller lineup now as Garrett Thomas gets ready to check in for Pitt.
A lot of pressure on Peterson to be the man on the glass for Pitt. Aldridge, the kick out. Antigua will take it and make a 3.
Orlando Antigua from the Bronx. He's probably playing in front of some family and friends here today and plays with an awful lot of emotion for this Pitt club.
Orlando's brother also on the Pitt squad. Tough ticket, I'm sure, for the Antigua bunch.
There you go.
Scott misses a 3 outside. There's Peterson on the glass, and he gives it up to Aldridge. Antigua inside to Peterson. Outside, Mail was looking to catch and shoot. He couldn't make the catch cleanly enough. Bounces off Rowan Barrett. 12 on the shot clock. That pass nearly picked off. Aldridge realizes there's nothing left on the clock. Comes up short. Picked off under there, though, and put back in by Gant.
Way to keep your eye on the basketball inside. Aldridge makes that one. That's some kind of runner.
Great play by Gant as he steals the pass. Pitt with numbers. Antigua. Mail for 3, and he got it.
Good job that time, all the way around by Pitt. The steal, Antigua with the penetration, and setting up Mail for the 3.
This is what we were talking about when you look at this Pitt team.
He doesn't pick up number 4, but a lot of hustle, helping Pitt to get right back into this game.
Pitt coming with full court pressure. The down and out. Rashawn McLeod there. Can't convert. Ripped off by Garrett Thomas.
Yeah.
Who gave it to Jaime Peterson, who said, what are you giving it to me for?
Take that ball back, but good hustle. I think McLeod might have heard some footsteps there on the home run pass against full court Pitt pressure that time.
Here's Thomas outside. Scott is on him. That pass picked off by Barrett, able to control the dribble. Comes hard, finds Scott for 2.
Well, Rowan Barrett, I really keyed on him that last time. Did a great job denying the basketball to Mail, and what anticipation to pick it off.
31-26, back to a 5-point St. John's lead. Pitt had been on an 8-0 run. Aldridge comes up shooting and knocks it down.
Boy, he bumped into Brian Mahoney after making that one. He was just about on the St. John's bench. He was so deep.
8 points for Aldridge, 2-point game. Here's McLeod on a wing. Leaves it low. Midland will get to the line. Orlando Antigua got him on the way by.
Well, the pace of this game is a little bit quicker. It could have played one of 2 ways. St. John's get out quickly and increase the pace of the game, and both teams right now are trading baskets with each other pretty well, up and down the floor. Remember in the past, too, St. John's would see pressure and look to just break it and set up. Now they're really trying to attack this 3-quarter and full court pressure that Pitt's putting on.
Brian Mahoney, 3rd year, 39 and 33 as the head coach at St. John's. 3rd year at St. John's, 6 overall.
Such good young players in this team,
Sure
not
does.
to mention Felipe, Zendon, and Tariq Turner doing a nice job, too, with some minutes.
Could be good, I think. Pitt, though, with a chance to tie after looking about 5 minutes ago like they were going to get busted out. Thomas finds Aldridge. Oh, Aldridge, a bullet pass. is a good idea. They had a little too much zip on it, though, for Jaime Peterson.
Yeah, I would say you've got to have a little stickum on the hands to reel that one in.
11 turnovers in about 13 minutes for Pitt, and yet they're right in the game.
Well, they're doing it with their defense, Steve. Nice adjustment by Ralph Willard with the three-quarter court pressure, and it's working right now.
Put Jerry McCullough on this team and eliminate the turnovers, and he's got a good basketball team. Jason Mayle for three, and Pitt's got a lead.
Well, it's been a key all year for Pitt. The 1-2 guys from three-point land are doing it today with Ulrich and Mayle hitting those threes down.
Brown gets it ahead. Midland, good look up. And the finish by McLeod, and the foul from Orlando Antigua.
Again, St. John's attacking pressure with success. Just working the ball around the perimeter, and you can see three jerseys for Pitt rotating to the ball. And the finish, and that's what you want to do when you attack. Get the ball to go down.
So Orlando Antigua and Chris Gant on the bench with 3 personal fouls. Still 6 minutes, 16 seconds left to go here first half. McLeod looking to give the Red Storm back a 2-point lead.
A pretty small lineup out there now. 3 backcourt people for Ralph Willard. He's limited with his options, so Pitt's going to have to do the job boxing out. 5
from McLeod. The Storm come with their own version of full court pressure.
The 2-2-1. They're going to try to trap on the sidelines. Pitt's got to find a way to get it to the middle.
Just over the outstretched arm of Mo Brown. Mayle. Nice job. Jaime Peterson on the offensive glass. Aldridge gets it into Peterson. Peterson looking to go one-on-one into the lane. Nice little jump hook.
That's a nice set that time by Pitt. They took what the defense gave them in a good individual effort by Peterson.
Ties the game at 34. Oh, St. John's catches a break there, and Midland misses the dunk. A rebound to Peterson.
To say one thing, he went after it.
Peterson was laughing as he came down with that rebound. Skip pass to Galu. Aldridge. Aldridge from the corner. Side of the glass. Mayle the rebound. Tries it in traffic. No. Follow down there. Peterson. Yes.
Again, good hustle by Pitt. Peterson has really stepped it up off the boards with Gant in foul trouble.
I think he's having a good time. That's what he's having.
He is. A lot of smiling going on.
There's a lot of smiling going on out there. This is a homecoming for Jaime Peterson. You mentioned that earlier. A 22-7 Pitt run has them up 36-34.
Now Pitt is shooting it well. When they shoot it well from the perimeter, it has to extend the St. John's defense, opening some things up inside for the Panthers.
Pitt getting it back off the turnover with 5:16 to go here in the first half.
And again, St. John's is a young team too, with a lot of players that are freshmen, and that's going to mean big leads at times, and at times leads evaporating.
Aldridge got a hand on that pass, unfortunately for Pitt. Here are the players, Aldridge, Peterson, and the Antigua brothers, all fighting for tickets. Felipe's pass, and Mo Brown unable to save it. Brown trying to call a timeout as he leapt into the air, but the officials didn't buy it.
Gave it a shot in midair, but says, hey, I was giving it a shot there. How come I didn't get that one?
23 turnovers so far in the game. Galu, nice dish back to Peterson. And Jaime's going to get himself to the free throw line. Sean McLeod's going to pick up that time.
Now the whole Pitt bench is up right now and pretty much applauding the effort of their team to get back into this game, and the momentum certainly has shifted with this run in Pitt's favor.
.446 left to go. Peterson trying to show the folks here in Madison Square Garden there are a couple of players from the Dominican Republic who can play the game of basketball on this level.
Another one by the name of Felipe Lopez. And Peterson, as you saw with that graphic, has really been posting some excellent numbers this year, as has that man, which we've already commented on several times, Felipe Lopez. But Peterson, Mike, 7 double-doubles in his last 9 games. It's really been there for Pitt.
The two are good friends, so you know there's a lot of bragging rights on the line here this afternoon. Peterson's got double figures here in the first half, and Pitt's got a 4-point lead. Brown's pass picked off by Peterson. It'll still be Pitt ball as that was tipped by Rashawn McLeod. Jaime's all over the place.
He's playing with a lot of confidence. He's playing a lot of minutes, and you can tell he is very comfortable because, Mike, when you're playing that way and you know you're going to play a lot, you know if you make a mistake or two, you're not going to come out. You're not looking over your shoulder. Good steal.
Aldridge trying to get around Mo Brown and can't.
St. John's really needs a couple of stops defensively to get out and run with the ball, do what they were doing earlier in the game.
Garrett Thomas hits a 3.
Oh, the shooting is contagious right now for the Panthers.
7-point Pittsburgh lead. This is an incredible comeback by Pitt. St. John's had 26 points on the board with about 12 minutes to go here in the first half. Pitt, as you can see, nearly 8 threes a game, and they're nowhere near the top of the Big East in terms of percentage. They jack up a lot of them.
There's no question about that. They like to put them up there, and when they make the threes, I mean, it really lets everything else flow, and you've got Mail and Agalu and Aldridge out there right now, along with Thomas, so 4 guys that can make the threes with Peterson inside rebounding. They're doing it here today, 50% from three-point land.
Rare miss for Felipe.
National Player of the Year a year ago, MVP of the McDonald's Classic. Played at Rice High School, right in New York City.
He's got 8. Ryan Mahoney's club is down 6, 41-35. 4 minutes to go first half. Aldridge trying to get around Turner. Turner is 6'5". He's got a long wingspan. There goes Aldridge to the bucket. The bounce pass. Peterson gathers. Rejected from behind by Lopez, but Mail picks it up and sticks the jumper. Pitt's got a lot of people who can stick open jumpers, okay?
They really do, and the bounces right now, when you have the momentum, going Pitt's way.
Lopez gets through a crowd. And Thomas comes up with the loose ball, gets it to Aldridge. Pitt looking to run. Aldridge. Agalu bounce pass. Mail again.
Well, when you've got the touch, just get me the basketball. That's what Jason Bale is saying right now. And good ball movement and defense by Pitt.
We talked about that good news, bad news off the top in terms of St. John's defensively. Pitt has put 45 points on the board with 3 minutes to go in the first half. Satiris Agalu is going to pick up that foul.
St. John's was off to such a good start, they just weren't able to sustain it, and now Pitt has got all the momentum in their favor.
Certainly has taken the life out of this building, too. Coming up at the half, a special Sunday matinee of the Saturday Night Hoop Show. We'll have a moment from the past 15 years, and that guy in the turban is back again. James Scott going to the line. Rowan Barrett comes in, Rashawn McLeod goes out.
Both clubs really lighting it up today. And the last several minutes have been all Pitt. In the early minutes of this game were all St. John's.
You could put together a nice little highlight film for St. John's in the first, what, 8 or 9 minutes of this game.
Had everything going.
Oh, dunks, steals, you name it.
And I think that's why at the beginning we talked about Pitt and the way they've hung in games and have not been able to get over the hump, but they were not certainly discouraged when they went down in this game because they have come storming back. There's the pressure again by St. John's, which has had moments of effectiveness.
Agalu underneath. Peterson knocked away by Barrett, but Barrett called across the arm with the foul. Just the first on Rowan Barrett. The scary thing, too, on for St. John's, I look up at the board, they're still shooting 70% from the floor.
Well, that's the thing about the good news, bad news for St. John's. They're shooting it well. They're just giving too much up to Pitt at their own defensive end.
Peterson averaging a double-double in league play, 16 and 10 rebounds.
That was a real break for Pitt to give Peterson 2 shots on that one. It did look like he was fouled on the floor by Barrett. Comes up shooting.
St. John's led this game by 13 with 10:40 left in the first half. And now with 2:45 to go in the half. They're down 10.
It's an amazing hot streak by Pitt in this first half. They saw pressure, started to attack it. The threes have gone down, and Pitt's in this 1-3-1 zone, which has been pretty effective.
Had Hamilton down the baseline, passed it up, goes to Scott instead. Felipe in the corner, wants to get a little closer, keeps the dribble alive, leans in. Yes! And a foul.
Not a bad individual move there by Lopez along the baseline. And how about that up fake before finishing off inside? Now he just gets 2 people there, and then the ball handling, but I love that up fake to finish it off. Why so many people are excited about this fine young freshman. Not easy when you come in with the kind of billing he's had, but he's really been delivering for St. John's this year.
.42.5 to go. St. John's comes again with the pressure. Aldridge against the freshman Turner over the 10-second line. The bounce pass. Agalu had the feet set and he buried it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Agalu and Mail, if given time, have got really good strokes from three-point land.
Pitt with 3 different players in double figures with 2 minutes to go in the first half. They've got 50 points on the board. Turner in trouble. Loses it. Got it back. Came up short. Ripped off underneath by Garrett Thomas. He's doing a nice job on the glass for Pitt. Peterson and Mail exchange outside. 1:45 to go here first half. Pass Thomas on a cut for 2.
Hamilton was putting great pressure on the ball, but with Peterson's ability to see inside, no one down low to help out.
Felipe double team, stripped in the corner, loose ball Agalu. If he looked up, he had a man for a fast break layup. Goes to Peterson. He gets 2.
Oh, wow. As Pitt pulled out in this game, they're just executing at both ends. And for St. John's right now, they've just got to keep their poise here with a minute to go.
The entire Pitt bench top of the screen up and cheering. And it's a 14-point Pittsburgh lead.
What an amazing half.
Unbelievable, isn't it? A 27-point turnaround in 10 minutes. Barrett can't put it down. And a traveling violation as Hamilton and Lopez both went for the rebound.
Well, when it rains, it pours. And
you're getting drenched when that happens.
Well, Brian Mahoney's just got to say to his club at halftime to keep its poise, get back to the basics, which they had at the beginning of the game, which was defensive intensity and attacking at the offensive end.
Peterson looks at Agalu, wanted to shoot it.
Pitt has struggled shooting the ball this year, Mike, but in this first half, they have been automatic from all over.
65% from the field for Pitt. Aldridge with 8 on the shot clock. Agalu. If that went.
Thought it had a chance when he let it go, too. Look at Antigua on the bench. Chris Gant. Ralph Willard, of course, has got to be pleased with the way his team has just hung in there and executed in this half.
James Scott charged with that foul, his first. Agalu will step to the free throw line. Just a 60% free throw shooter in league play. You would expect more than that because he's such a good free-throw shooter.
Ralph Willard was talking beforehand about Pitt playing that near-perfect game. I'd have to say they've come close to the way he would have diagrammed it in this half.
With the exception of that free throw attempt. Yep. That one was short and wide right. Agalu hits the second one.
22 to go now. Last shot for St. John's. See if they can get it to Lopez somewhere where he can penetrate to the goal.
Turner in trouble and has to call a timeout here at half court. Wow. I mean, the kid doing what he thought was the right thing, but he looked quickly for that timeout and called it with 13.5 seconds to go here in the first half. This copyrighted telecast produced by the authority of the Big East Conference and intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, and retransmission or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Big East Conference is prohibited. Let's take a look at some upcoming games here in the conference. Both teams undefeated, the two longest win streaks in the country, 14 on the line tomorrow night. St. John's visits Georgetown on Tuesday night. Providence comes to Boston College on Wednesday. Villanova at Miami. Miami, huh? How about them, Ron?
Yeah, they've really played well. I think they got so much confidence with that road win at St. John's. And, of course, Seton Hall's been playing well. We'll go to play at Pittsburgh.
Don't forget to stay tuned at halftime when Dick Vitale presents the DirecTV Dish Out the Winners Sweepstakes, as well as halftime stats and the Hoops Reel, all coming your way here on a Sunday afternoon. 13.5 to go in an amazing, amazing first half. First 10 minutes of this game, St. John's led 27-14. The last 10 minutes, Pitt 41-13.
Just amazing. St. John's established an up-tempo game early by attacking the Pitt pressure and zone, and Pitt has stepped right into that game and just shot the lights out in the first half.
Confident, in control. That's the way St. John's was the first 10 minutes. Now they're tentative. They get it to Barrett. Barrett trying to squeeze it up. Blocked, knocked out of bounds with 3.9 seconds to go. Still St. John's ball.
Good time for a shot here and a quick crash to the backboards.
Pitt's doing a great job trapping people here this afternoon.
Yeah, they've been active in the zone.
There's a tip controlled by Mail. Agalu gets it ahead. Aldridge throws it up. Oh. Aldridge smiling, thinking like, hey, everything else has gone in. Why not that one too? Some boos rain down on the Red Storm. We are at the half, and the Pittsburgh Panthers have put together a whale of 20 minutes of basketball. Pittsburgh 55, the Red Storm 40. Back with our halftime after these words from our local stations. And this afternoon we have a special Sunday matinee presentation of the Saturday night Hoops Reel. Game between St. John's and Pitt, and we'll be back with more of our halftime activities after these words from all of our local stations. Once again, everyone, to halftime of this afternoon's game between St. John's and Pitt. Mike Gorman along with Ron Perry. Time now for our Big East halftime report. And first up, our player of the week, and that's Lawrence Moten.
Continues his clutch play for the Orange Men. His three-pointer beat Villanova and made two big free throws to help ensure the win against Pitt.
And the men's rookie of the week, Kevin Norris out of Miami.
He had 16 of those 21 points in the second half as Miami beat St. John's on the road. The Hurricanes' first road win in 30 Big East attempts.
Let's take a look at the Big East standings. The big one coming up tomorrow night at Gamble. Connecticut and Syracuse will match up those unbeaten league records. Georgetown at 5-2 now. Villanova catching up to them off their win this afternoon. And on down the line we go. Seton Hall, a surprise there at 3-4. Boston College still looking for their first win. Time to look back 15 years ago. Syracuse takes on Boston College. And the Pearl, he was a legend because he did things like this.
So Mark Clark, who is 3 of 5 from the line. A sensational finish. 4 seconds left. Syracuse 73. Boston 73. Syracuse, the last shot. Washington, 2 seconds.
The second half of this Big East basketball game is brought to you by U.S. Air. We serve each and every one at a time. By John Hancock Financial Services, official worldwide sponsor of the 1996 Olympic Games. By Right Guard Sports Stick, anything less would be uncivilized. By MCI, the company that brings you proof positive. And by DirecTV, proud sponsor of the DirecTV Great 8. Mike Gorman, Ron Perry, back out here at Madison Square Garden, a 15-point Pittsburgh lead. Let's take a look at some numbers from that first half. Great shooting by both sides, 63% apiece. Hit 7 for 13. Shoot threes. My goodness. Turnovers. St. John's coming up with 26 points off of those 12 Pittsburgh turnovers, but turning it over themselves 16 times, which is an horrendous number.
That was an interesting half, needless to say, as St. John's dominated early and Pitt came storming back. And early in the game, this was the kind of activity for St. John's. Lopez with the steal and the basket.
Jaime Peterson, 14 points in the first half. Here's 2.
And he started off slow for Pitt, but he really came on, quietly getting it done, and at times noisily getting it done with some strong rebounds at both ends of the floor, finishing off. And the three-point shooting, probably the biggest difference in this game, as Pitt was able to make 7 of them, and that was the Gaylou.
We talked about the Pittsburgh front court off the top. They have combined for 18 points and 5 rebounds. Now you might say, hey, they're not rebounding that well. Folks, there aren't a lot of rebounds in this game. Most of what goes up goes in. 55 to 40. 95 first half points scored. That old defensive Big East, you know, where they can't score. It's amazing.
Exactly. Pitt looking for their first Big East victory. St. John's is reeling right now, having lost its last 4. And I'm sure at halftime, St. John's said, hey, let's regroup. Luckily, it is halftime. The way Pitt's shooting it, you've got to bear down defensively. For Pitt, they've just got to keep playing with that defensive intensity and look to shoot them up.
Brown's going to take a shot outside and hit a 3, and he needed that. Like oxygen, he needed that.
He was blanked in all categories at the half and just stepped in with confidence on that trade.
Gaylou strong to the hoop, blocking foul called underneath.
Continues to play man-to-man by St. John's. Midland saying, what do I have to do to take the charge? But quite often a player leaves his feet inside the foul line area, and the defensive player slides under to get the blocking foul.
Third foul on Charles Midland, so Brian Mahoney will have to keep an eye on that. And Gaylou steps to the line.
But Gaylou normally takes the long-range jump shots. In this game, where he got the start, it seems like he got confident early and has gone pretty hard to the goal a couple of times.
Yes, he has.
Successful defensively for Pitt in the first half, too. This 2-2-1 trapping defense.
Barrett nearly traveled off that catch, gets it, though, to Hamilton. Midland open underneath and gets 2.
Now, that's an excellent job of attacking pressure, and the big fellow that time, Hamilton, seeing right over the Pitt defense.
Brown aggressively out on Aldridge. Near steal by Barrett, but Antigua a step to the bucket, and he converts the jumper. Barrett gambled and lost. Felipe walks it into the forecourt.
Antigua and Gant out there for Pitt, playing with 3 fouls. They need to establish themselves.
Well, I could see that pass coming. And Gaylou picks it off, and there's a foul on Mo Brown.
Well, that was the anticipation by Gaylou, and that pass was definitely telegraphed. St. John's had 16 turnovers at the half.
He wound up like a pitcher.
Here it comes. And Gaylou says, hey, I'm going after this one.
Pitt ball in the forecourt. Into Peterson. Hamilton out on it. Now Aldridge will set the offense.
Aldridge had a solid half for Pitt. He shot some threes. He handled the ball pretty well.
Gaylou. Felipe out defensively on him. Aldridge with time. So much time on some of these jump shots.
Mo Brown just got kicked off with the screen down low. Good movement away from the ball by Pitt.
Pitt with their largest lead, 17, 62 to 45. Lopez, nice ball fake. Takes it in, can't kiss it home. Midland aggressively on the glass for 2.
St. John's needs more of that. Obviously, some second and third chances, and they've got to get some stops at the defensive end.
That's a backcourt. Good call by Bob Donato, who was right on top of it at half court. Andre Aldridge, unfortunately, leads the league in turnovers.
And he's slightly below that ratio of 1-to-1. There it is. He's got his feet in the front court. The ball comes with him, and then he bounces that ball back on the other side.
Lopez, they get to him quickly in the corner. Jaime Peterson tipped that out of bounds. Sergio Luke is going to check into the game. And Rowan Barrett will go out as Brian Mahoney searches for a hot hand. Down 15, 17:39 to go. Felipe lob it out to Brown, and Aldridge is called for a foul. It's 2 on Andre. Pitt has to be judicious with their fouls here in the second half.
That's right. Not a lot of depth, as we've talked about on this Pitt team. You've got to play the defense with your feet. They've played this 1-3-1 zone effectively in this game with some trapping.
Felipe. Hamilton the tap to himself, then Peterson sneaks in, gets it ahead to Aldridge. Lopez back defensively. Felipe with the block.
He challenged him, and Felipe had the answer.
He was laying in the weeds for this one, I thought.
Really was, saying, oh, it's coming, it's coming. Got it. Only thing he didn't do was keep that ball in play for a St. John's possession.
He will as a sophomore.
Hey, there's got to be a couple of things to work on, huh? A couple of the subtleties. Nice play by Peterson on the other end. He's playing aggressively for Pitt, getting that loose ball.
Gant trying to flash into the lane. Aldridge, a lot of dribbling here. Shot clock is down to 9. Antigua looked over at Ralph Willard. Orlando the kick. Agelu. Well, he got a good look at that one.
He really did. He was open once again. He floated a little bit that time to his left.
And Aldridge just picked up a foul in the backcourt, and now he has 3. Aldridge, Gant, Mail, and Antigua all with 3 personal fouls for Pitt. 16:48 to go. Pitt by 15.
Pitt's got to play smartly, though. They want to play here as if they're in the lead and not scrapping to come back from behind 15. Play aggressively, but not reaching in.
Felipe fakes it from the corner, kicks it. Mo Brown's going to take it. Second three-pointer of the half from Mo Brown.
Well, the 3 hasn't been a big weapon for St. John's, but it's a great way to get yourself back into a game with a few of those to go in.
And there's a bump on Maurice Brown down on the baseline.
Lowered his shoulder. No question about that one. And for Pitt right now, they need to get into some more offensive movement. A lot of dribbling of that basketball in the half-court set.
13 foul on St. John's here in the second half. 16-16 to go in the game. Hit by 12 in the ball. Aldridge. Nice offensive rebound by Agelu. Gant coming to the ball. Knocked away. Stripped by Brown. Brown trapped. Throws it away.
Oh, that was some kind of trap.
That was some kind of trap. They locked him up and threw away the key down there in the corner. 15:56 to go. We'll be back after these messages from US Air. To go, this is a trap you're going to see right here.
Mo Brown with the terrific steal, but Aldridge and Gant have just got him pinned in there, forcing the turnover. You say defensively, lock your feet, don't let him out, and they didn't.
It doesn't help that Maurice Brown's probably about 5'9". There you see the foul trouble for Pitt.
That's not an insignificant stat either. These guys cannot afford to get the 4th and certainly 5th fouls with the lack of depth.
Milk possessions a little bit more. Teague with a bounce pass, and Peterson.
What a terrific pass by Gant through the crowd. Peterson was wide open for that slam.
Midland, tough shot, front rims it. Oh, Felipe!
Seemed to hang up there for a while, just waiting for that ball, too.
It's not fair if you can go up there and stay there.
Well, he's shown us his great athletic ability on a couple of plays in this game. And John stays with the man-to-man.
Crowd trying to rally behind the Red Storm. Antigua to Aldridge. Aldridge wins a three. Peterson, a big offensive rebound, and he got fouled. And if it's Midland, it's 4. And it is. St. John's loses their best rebounder.
Felipe on that last play. He goes up, waits for that ball probably, you know, just to get clear the cylinder so you can drop it in without the offensive interference. Great effort.
Peterson steps through, count it, and a foul either on Hamilton or McLeod, who watched Peterson step through there.
Well, a lot of times teams will play zone on the inbounds play, and here's why. If you're playing man-to-man, you cannot allow your player to get right to the goal. You've got to step in front, take it away. That's really regardless of the zone on man-to-man. That's an important principle on that play.
They gave that foul to Sergio Luke. Maurice Brown doing the right thing, stepping in front of the free throw shooter, and St. John's got a possession out of it, and that's Antigua with the trip. Yes, it is, and that's 4 fouls on Orlando Antigua. So he is the first of the Panthers in serious foul trouble. That's going to get Garrett Thomas up off the Pitt bench. Orlando just 5 points on the afternoon, but he's one of those players who's involved when he's out there.
He really is. He plays top defense. He hits the boards and will take shots when they present themselves.
Scott finds Felipe. He goes baseline, dishes to Hamilton.
A play like that one gets the crowd going. Big time slam. Lopez, the unselfish dish. That's the kind of thing St. John's needs to get their momentum going.
No pressure from St. John's, they'll run.
Yeah, they're going to have to do it right now the way they're set up in the half-court set. May look to extend.
66 to 54. Aldridge into the paint. Aldridge keeps going. Nice pass. But a travel is called.
A lot of times on that up fake, you drag your pivot foot. That's what happened to Peterson.
You know, it's funny, Ron. You get the feeling in this building, Pitt is up 12, yet because of the lack of depth and everything else and the way the season has gone, you feel like this game is still very much in the balance.
Yeah, you really do. St. John's has been struggling, but they can start to get a hot hand now. Pitt not used to being up like this. They've been coming from behind in a lot of ball games.
Hamilton back out to Scott. Felipe Lopez is the point guard with this unit that Brian Mahoney has on the floor right now. McLeod gets a little closer back to Scott. Scott's going to dump it down low, and there's a tip. No, on the cylinder, Felipe Lopez. In the cylinder, perhaps a better way to put it.
Boy, that was a great look, too, by Scott, who played very well off the bench for St. John's. Somehow that ball just does not go down.
Yeah. You got to finish those if you're McLeod.
Got to maybe even stuff that one with a nice, clean bank shot, but don't drop it up softly.
Thomas takes it into the lane. His floater won't go. There's McLeod with a rebound. Here's Felipe running the break. Quickly up to Scott on the wing. Scott, good look inside. And the foul is going to be on Gant, I think, and that'll be 4 on Gant.
Here's the problem now for Pitt with Antigua. And now Gant with 4 personals. It really limits Ralph Willard's options. Another nice look by Scott. 2 plays in a row. The up fake. And suddenly St. John's looks much more aggressive going to the goal.
Jason Mayle checks in and Garrett Thomas goes out. Gant will continue to play with those 4 personal fouls. 13:04 to go in the game.
Pitt in the zone usually helps you to not commit as many fouls, but they're aggressively trapping out of this today.
Scott's going to take a pull-up.
Scott's provided a lift off the bench with passing and steals, and now the jump shot.
And Felipe aggressively out on Aldridge defensively. Jason Mayle hangs in the air, won't go down, tipped. Oh, St. John's ball. I thought Peterson got the last hand on that. So did the people directly behind us.
I saw Peterson's hand. Ralph Willard will certainly take the call. It may have then been deflected, though, huh?
Yep, might have got McLeod. Mayle having trouble, gets it into Gant. Gant travels with it.
Well, he had Aldridge wide open behind three. Would have been a good time to give it to him. He thought the defense would go for his ball fake.
And Ralph Willard wants a timeout. We've got 12:32 to go in the game. Pitt's trying to hang on here. Up 10 back after these words from our local station. A season of heartbreak to this point for Pittsburgh. As you can see, 6 losses by a combined total of 18 points. There were some leads in those games that they were not able to hold. But that in no way is meant as a criticism of this team, as Ralph Willard has just done one terrific job coaching with 7 scholarship players and scaring the daylights out of a lot of people who on paper are a lot better than he is.
No, that's right. As you can see, St. John's has continued to shoot the ball well. Pitt's dropped off somewhat. And the key here is for Pitt to not to continue fouling, but to play good defense and box out inside.
Barrett finds McLeod. McLeod, a half shot picked off by Barrett, ripped off though by Jaime Peterson.
Peterson's really got to come up big inside with the boards. He's been doing it along with Gant.
Bounce pass, Agalu. Agalu again to the bucket. Won't go down. Rebound Hamilton. And he gets fouled, either Peterson or Agalu, who gets a look from Tim Higgins.
Yeah, that was a look to say that's enough right there. Peterson was in on that trap as well, but Agalu forced the shot that time rather than kick the ball out.
The Red Storm a chance to get under 10 on this possession. Felipe takes it. Rebound by Gant. Gets it quickly to Aldridge. Mayle calling for the ball on the far side of the court. Aldridge takes it in, tries to dish it out. Couldn't. Felipe stole it. Left it behind his back. Nobody home. Ball will come back to St. John's. Jaime Peterson acting like he was amongst the unfriendly folks here as he came into the crowd.
St. John's needs some good passing against his zone like that.
Hamilton. 14 for Zendon, and it's an 8-point game, 66-58.
St. John's is playing much better defense in this second half.
Lopez the D, Aldridge the turnover. Ralph Willard now calling the defensive set. And they aggressively come after Felipe. Barrett to Hamilton. Hamilton. Whoa. Lucky he got rid of that. Oh, great play, Aldridge. Oh, terrific hustle by Aldridge. And then Scott back into the play. Scott behind the back. The foul on Andre Aldridge. He joins the club now with 4.
Well, if there's one thing that Pitt has done in this second half is they have been reaching in and fouling from the beginning of this second half. Watch the hustle here by Aldridge. It's like a fumble in football. No one can pick it up here. Until St. John's does, though, with Scott. He's been all around the ball today for the Red Storm.
There's a great steal by Agalu, and he gets 2.
Sotiris with a couple of stuffs in this game. That one, the defense, the turnover, turning into points.
Turnover number 20 for St. John's. A 10-point Pittsburgh lead. We're just about halfway through the second half.
Looks like Lopez is assuming the point guard duties right now for St. John's. See if he still can find his offense out of it.
Hamilton tipped away. Agalu got the hand in there. Aldridge lost the basketball. Lopez.
Now, no one taking great care of the ball right now. Who can come up with it last and turn it into a basket?
68-60, 8-0 run here for the Red Storm. Peterson comes to the ball.
How deep Pitt is right now with its offense.
Aldridge lucky to get out of the trap. Mail from the corner, deep, no tip. Gant there. Gant blocked by Hamilton. Here comes Scott. Bounce pass. Oh, great hustle there by Mail, but it's put in by McLeod.
Wow. What action down there going after the ball.
Pitt wants a timeout. 9:18 to go. 6-point game back after these words from our local station. 6-point lead, 9 minutes to go. Time for another MCI proof positive replay.
Now this is going to be a proof positive that if you keep hustling, some good things can happen. Check this out. Mail with the hustle. St. John's stays with it with their own hustle play. And they get it to go down. That was Rashawn McLeod with all kinds of enthusiasm. And St. John's is turning things around here in this second half.
It is now a two-possession game at 68-62 and a ton of time to go. 22 steals in the game. Have to be 30-plus turnovers.
Easily. St. John's down by 15 at the half, and they've gotten themselves back into it. The way you make up those deficits is with defense.
Gaylor to Mail the dish, Antigua outside, Orlando for two.
Pitt had gotten away from that, the penetration and getting it to the open shooter.
Lopez gets it across to Scott. Midland. Scott, pass nearly thrown away, tracked down by McLeod. McLeod, nice dribble move to get by Peterson. Gant the near steal. Felipe, oh, what a feed!
He's giving us a lot of highlights in this one.
That's good stuff. That is good stuff.
That's a triple dribble. I think he might have gotten away with the double. I think the second one was slightly deflected, but no question as Aguilar went to it again. Felipe on that last play. How Mike? Reverse over the shoulder?
You were the last guy I saw do that. And it was unintentional.
I was only talking about it. I never physically did it.
Mail comes up with the loose ball. Up to Antigua. Blocking foul on Rowan Barrett.
Good call. Barrett with the lean in there. Never established position in front of Antigua.
Aldridge back in the game after a brief rest. So it's Mail, Peterson, Gant, Aldridge, and Antigua for Pitt. Scott, McLeod, Midland, Lopez, and Barrett for St. John.
Lopez really denying Aldridge, trying to force someone else to run the point for Pitt, like Mail.
Aldridge coming around the screen. Lopez finds him on the other side. Aldridge into the lane. The kick. Antigua lost the ball. Got it back. Still a lot of time. 13 on the shot clock.
Peterson been quiet again for Pitt. They ought to try to get him involved.
Mail. There's Peterson. Nice call. Ron, he gets two.
Lets it come to him, but his teammates got to find him more. He seems to finish when he gets it down there.
20-point afternoon for Peterson. 8-point Pitt lead. Felipe. Reaching foul is going to be called on Jaime Peterson. Second foul on Peterson.
The Panthers' second team foul.
Ralph Willard. It's called just about every offense and defense here in the second half.
Stays up and at him on the sidelines, particularly shifting some of the different defenses for Pitt. I'll tell you one thing, he's got his kids right into it. Ryan Mahoney at the other end has had his club fired up here for the second half.
Antigua in a battle, and the foul might have been Felipe. It was on McLeod, so Rashawn is charged with his third. We're going to be shooting some free throws here. Team fouls are even at 7 apiece, 1-1 for Orlando Antigua. Then Hamilton comes back in, and Rashawn McLeod will go to Brian Mahoney's bench. Orlando doesn't get the bounce. The first free throw he has missed in the Big East game this year. Barrett the other way. Scott for two.
Well, St. John's has been very effective in this game when they've attacked and pushed the ball, as evidenced by that quick basket.
6-point game at 72-66. We're about to go under 7 minutes to go. Antigua, Aldridge keeps on going. Blocking foul called on Rowan Barrett. And on Barrett, that'll be his third.
Now penetrating move by Aldridge on that play, and it did look like Barrett was able to establish his feet right there.
And that would have been 5 on Andre Aldridge. Panthers getting betrayed a little bit here at the line with 6:52 to go.
Free throws will be important in this game, too, especially for Pitt to try to preserve the lead which they've built up when they go to the line.
73-66. Barrett gets it up quickly to Midland. Scott finds Barrett. Barrett's going to take it long with the jumper. There's Midland on the weak side. Back up with the follow-away. Gets the bounce.
Those are the kind you're supposed to get when you play on your home court. Madison Square Garden, of course. The home court along with Alumni Hall for St. John's.
Midland's got a dozen. 5-point game. Aldridge looking for help. Gets it to Mayo. Antigua is going to take a three. Long with it. Aldridge tips it. Peterson's there. Peterson, yes, and a foul.
Oh, what a move by Peterson coming up and under. Ralph Willard gives him the nod. Peterson playing with a lot of intensity. Normally pretty expressionless on the floor, but he shows us something right here. The foul, the finish, good effort. That Gant holding his eye on the end of the play, too.
We talked about Jaime Peterson. His mom and dad are natives of the Dominican Republic, and a career-high 22 points here this afternoon as he returns to Madison Square Garden.
Really in a great rhythm for this Pitt Panther club, isn't he?
It sure is. Midland waits for people, doesn't get the foul, but gets the two. 76-70, 6-point game, under 6 minutes to go.
For Pitt right now, they've got to continue to be aggressive, but they also want to work some clock if they can each time down the floor.
Aldridge inside, Gant gets doubled, kicks it out to Mayo. Mayo in the paint for two.
Just took what the defense gave them, and it opened wide up in the middle.
Sure did. Lopez directing the traffic, skips the pass to Scott. Midland, another baseline jump. Long with that one, picked off by Gant. Quickly to Aldridge, got Peterson on a wing. Goes to Gant instead for two.
Well, very good decision that time by Aldridge. Good defensive rebound and good finish by the Panthers.
And Pitt has it back up to a 10-point lead as we approach 5 minutes to go. Scott. Yes! And a foul on Jason Mayo.
Seems that whenever Scott's done something in this game, it's been a good thing for St. John's. He shot it well. He's rebounded. He's been there defensively.
second foul on Mail. Scott looking to complete the three-point play. Had something to say to someone in the crowd.
James Scott for the Red Storm, 1 shot.
St. John slipping a little bit at the line, but Scott will help that out. He's got 13. Antigua comes back into the game for Pitt. Mail goes out. Brown comes back in for St. John's, and Barrett goes out. St. John's fans are tough on Maurice Brown.
They really are. And he's in the game right now in a critical stage, having to do the job with the ball for St. John's.
Down low, Gant back to Antigua, skips it, Aldridge. Agalu. Rebound, Midland. Gets it ahead to Scott. Scott won't go. Midland on the follow.
Boy, Midland with some contact, so strong in there to finish off.
5 straight points for the Red Storm, and they're back within 5 at 80-75.
Midland with a big second half for the Johnnies. What you call crunch time, Mike, where you've got to deliver with the ball, play the tough defense defensively.
Aldridge wanted to go to Gant, goes outside at Agalu, down the lane, blocked by Hamilton, picked off by Midland. Brown up to Lopez. Felipe!
St. John's made it look easy right there, and they've got a lot of the momentum going their way.
3:40 to go in the game.
You may be wondering if Pitt's not calling a timeout. They don't have any left at this point.
Excellent hustle there by Maurice Brown, looking for the steal. We've got a timeout. 3:38 left to go. Pitt 80. St. John's 77. 38 seconds left to go here on a Sunday afternoon in Madison Square Garden. Pitt with an 80-77 lead. No timeouts for the Panthers. Still have a 1-and-1 on the next St. John's foul of Pitt. The possession arrow in the Panthers' favor. It's Pittsburgh's ball. They've got the 3-point lead. Comes in Aldridge. He's covered by Brown. Maurice Brown called for the bump.
In a game play with a lot of intensity, and right now we're going to probably see the fever pitch for the last 3.5. Both clubs wanting this one badly.
Both teams looking to snap losing streaks here this afternoon. Pitt looking for their first conference win. They're 0-6. St. John's is 2-4 after opening up 2-0. St. John's has got a brutal stretch ahead of them. They go to Georgetown, and I think they're at Connecticut. They've got a tough road to hoe here. Brian Mahoney needs a win this afternoon. Aldridge makes the first of 2.
We've talked about the importance of the free throws throughout the game, but obviously down the stretch, very important.
2-possession game and 82-77. Lopez and Brown exchange in the backcourt.
St. John's can continue to attack this zone pressure.
Hamilton, little double clutch. He got fouled by Peterson.
St. John's has been most effective when they've gone right to the goal against that pressure versus running their half-court offense.
Peterson picking up his 3rd personal foul. Zendon with some pressure free throws. Jason Mail is going to check back in for Pitt.
Jason Mail coming back into the game.
And Agalu will go out.
Zendon Hamilton for the Red Storm, 2 shots.
Still a 5-point game. You can't shoot the free throws if you're a coach.
That's it. It's frustrating, but you just got to hope your players deliver at that point.
Barrett's going to check in, and Brown goes out.
There's some pressure now by St. John's. Full court with Midland all over the ball.
Brian Mahoney making offensive and defensive substitutions.
St. John's doesn't stay with it right there and try to establish some full court trapping.
Aldridge comes to the ball. Lopez chasing him. 25 seconds on the shot clock. We're about to go under. As you can see, 3 minutes in the game. Aldridge is going to take it. Back rims it. Rebound taken down. Hamilton gets it to Scott. St. John's can get to 2 or 1 if they convert this trip. Scott has to back it up.
Lopez with less shot opportunities since he stepped out to play the point.
Scott puts it on the floor, goes to the basket, can't bank it home. Rebound, great, boxing out, done in there by Pitt. And Mayo beats everybody up the court.
Wide open at the other end. St. John's so interested in the second shot attempt, going back.
6-point game with 2:15 to play.
See, with Lopez and Scott playing that point guard role, not good communication to get back there.
Scott pulls up. Can't get it to go down. There's Gant battling underneath. No whistle. Ball knocked away.
It may be a foul now.
I'm not sure who it's going to go on. It's going to go on Jason Mayer. Could have gone either way. 10 team fouls now, so Barrett will get a couple. His club down 6. 2 minutes, 3 seconds to go. And we talked about St. John's and the points that they've given up this year. They're giving up an average of 86 points a game in Big East games. 84 for Pittsburgh on the board right now.
You put yourself in a position in those types of games, you just got to outshoot and outscore the opponent. And down the stretch in this one will be no different. I think Peterson was over the line there.
St. John's is shooting 62% from the field for the game, 70% from the free throw line, and they're losing. That shouldn't happen. Gant with trouble. Steal by Barrett. Felipe. Rebound Peterson.
That was a deep one.
That was a very deep one. The up quick to Gant.
Pretty good decision there to work some clock by Gant. Didn't force it.
.18 on the shot clock. Gant spins into the lane. And he gets fouled as he does. I think it's going to be Zendar Hamilton.
Nice effort by Gant. Kicks it out. And then just took the good penetration. Was looking to kick it again. Now he'll have a chance to step in there and make his free throws.
Gant, a 58% free throw shooter, will get 2 as that was the 10th team foul. Ralph Willard's club, a chance to get that first win, you would think, if they can make their free throws down the stretch here. 1:33 to go. They have a 4-point lead, and Gant is at the line for 2.
Well, it's been a great comeback by St. John's in this second half after a great comeback by Pitt in the first half. We'll see if Pitt can hold on. Well, it didn't look like the percentages made much of a difference with that stroke.
As a senior shooting that free throw.
That's it. A lot of times you can throw the percentages out late. Ralph Willard continues to sort of work the defensive strategy coming back, and Brian Mahoney hoping his club can push the ball up and finish.
Gant with 2 big free throws. He has 8 points. It's a 6-point Pittsburgh lead.
That forces St. John's now to connect and bang the backboards.
Midland skips it out. Brown. Scott gets doubled. Back to Brown. St. John's offense going backwards here.
Yep, it's taking a lot of time.
Scott the dish. Hamilton the leaner. No rebound. Midland back up. 2.
Oh, what an effort by Midland in traffic.
He's got 18, but St. John's still 2 possessions down in this game. They may need to foul.
Good job by Ulrich to just go get the ball. Lopez has really been denying.
And Felipe comes and gives the foul on the signal from the bench. It's just the first on Lopez. Again, it will come down to free throws for Pitt with 50.5 seconds to go. Both coaches walking the sidelines. Aldridge is 3 of 4 at the line this afternoon.
As Ralph Willard said earlier, so important for his team to get over the hump with a lot of the close losses to get a win from a confidence standpoint. And for St. John's, you know, they have 4 losses in a row coming in too. They need the turnaround.
So Aldridge may lead the league in turnovers, but he's done a nice job as a point guard here this afternoon.
He really has. He's a natural 2 guard. And with McCullough out for the year, he's really stepped in there. And in this particular game, he's had a solid one. He shot it well, too.
16 points.
Johns has got to push it and look for their last time out if they can score here.
Brown looks. Scott tees up a 3. Nope. Rebound Aldridge. That might do it. Brown gives the foul right away. 35 seconds to go in a 6-point game. And Aldridge back at the free throw line again. Pitt ever so close to that first Big East win, and St. John's won't be looking at a 5-game losing streak.
Again, it comes down to making the foul shots. Surprised that time that St. John's was just not pushing the ball up more furiously, down by 6. They're going to need some big threes down the stretch and some missed free throws here by Pitt.
Pitt has made 9 straight free throws down the stretch.
When you talk about part of your equation for the near-perfect game, it's to shoot it well, it's to rebound, and the shooting part has certainly been there for the Panthers.
Make it 10.
Big ones there by Ulrich. 4 in a row.
Huge. It's now a 3-possession game.
Got to shoot it right up and look for the timeout.
Brown, the dish. Midland gets 2. And there's St. John's using their final timeout. 24.3 to go. 90-84 will be back after these messages. Go in this one. Pitt with a 6-point lead. St. John's needs a steal or a very quick foul and then some cooperation from Pittsburgh at the free throw line.
Hoping that maybe Lopez can pop a few up for them as well. Sometimes the home run pass opens up here, but Midland is back. St. John's got to reach in quickly here, stop the clock.
There it is. Scott gives the foul.
Good job by Pitt, huh, to get it to Ulrich, who's just made 4 in a row. You know, in the timeout, Ralph Willard said, hey, let's screen, get it to Andre. He's been successful, and you know that St. John's has got to reach in.
Aldridge is 7 of 8 at the free throw line this afternoon. Pitt, as a team, has made their last 10 free throw attempts.
That's how you win the close ones.
You got it. You got it.
In the rhythm.
Oh, very confident at the line.
What a huge confidence boost this will be for Pitt.
Buries them both. A 20-point afternoon for Aldridge. Scott gets it ahead. Hamilton doesn't want any part of the 3. Barrett needs to take it, and he does. He makes it. 92-87, 15 seconds to go. Pass into Aldridge. He's just waiting to get fouled, and he does by Rowan Barrett with 12 to go.
That's his 4th personal foul.
Well, Pitt has been able seemingly to hold on to this thing, Mike. A lot of momentum shifting the other way in the second half, but they withstood the charge. I thought when Gant and Antigua both get into that 4 personal fouls and the momentum was shifting the way it was towards St. John's, they were in trouble. They were able to hang on, though.
This has got to be a career high for Aldridge at 22. If it isn't, this is the tape he wants to keep for the rest of his life, I'll tell you that.
Been terrific in this one.
Lopez, the crossover move. Felipe takes it all the way. It won't go down for him. Time ticks away. We're down to 2-1. And Pitt has won their first game of the season. Ralph Willard, after being so close so many times, has won his first game as a head coach here in the Big East Conference. the losing streak for St. John's rolls on.
Yeah, good tough win by Pitt on the road. They shot the lights out, and despite good shooting by St. John's, they weren't able to stop Pitt in this one this afternoon.
Glad you could join us here at Madison Square Garden this afternoon, along with Ron Perry. I'm Mike Wolf. Once again, the final score: Pittsburgh 94, the Red Storm of St. John's 87. The preceding has been a Big East Conference Television Network production.